everyone. Welcome to Scantily Clad in the Kitchen. My name is Diva LaVida. This is my very special guest today.
Hi, I'm Liz Hoffman.
Hooray! This is so exciting.
I know, thank you for having me.
I don't know
so
that
much fun.
Have we ever cooked together?
No! This is gonna be interesting.
Ooh, I'm excited and I hope you are too. What are we making today?
Today we are making chocolate peanut butter bars.
Ooh. What made you decide to go with the chocolate peanut butter bars today?
It seemed relatively easy that hopefully we wouldn't fuck it up too much.
You say that like we have a reputation for fucking a recipe. What?
No. Just, filming something is different from doing it in your own kitchen.
This is true.
Also, I thought it might be easier for your viewers to follow along later if they would like to make chocolate peanut butter bars.
Looking out for all of you.
Did you want to give our disclaimer that this is not our kitchen, so we kind of don't know.
Neither one of us live here.
No.
This is not technically our kitchen, but we're delighted to be here. It's super nice.
Yes.
If any of you have seen our other episodes, you've seen my kitchen, and this is way nicer than mine.
Nicer.
It's real fancy. But it also means we don't know where anything is.
Right. Just go with us.
Yeah, roll with it.
Yeah.
Roll with it.
Today we will be preheating our oven to 350 degrees, which we have already started.
Magic of television.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah.
Like, I just... and it's done.
It's happening.
It's good. We're good. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me move to our directions.
Our handy recipe.
Yes. So we want to start, and we're going to make the crust. So we're going to start with our oats. We want 2 cups of quick rolled oats. The quick cook ones, and then there's like the old fashioned, like takes 30 minutes one, and then there are the instant ones, which are a little too fast. So make sure you are reading your recipe to know which kind that you want to get. Ours specifies quick cooking rolled oats. So, yay! Thank you, Diva, for selecting the appropriate.
I had a mild panic attack in the grocery store aisle. Like, I hope these are the right ones.
Oh no! And another reason I chose this recipe was because I was like, this is all pretty basic stuff. Like, it's not going to be anything too weird.
It should be fine.
And then I will start on the brown sugar. So with the brown sugar, we want 1 3/4 cup. Now, when you're working with brown sugar, you always want to make sure that you're packing it firmly in your measuring device. I don't know why. It's just what happens.
There's a joke in there somewhere. I'm not clever
Sure
enough
there
to figure
is.
it out.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, pack it tight. Why is it important to pack down brown sugar? I never really understood that.
I have literally no idea, but it's a thing, so we just do it to make sure we're getting the right amount. Because if you don't pack it, then you're not going to get as much as the recipe calls for.
But with regular sugar, you don't have to pack.
With regular sugar, you don't pack. I don't know if it's because of the moisture and consistency of the brown sugar. I don't know. It's just one of those things that we just do, whether we understand it or not.
This is how baking works.
This is just how baking works. Alright.
There we go.
So we can
just throw this in here with the oats.
throw it on in there.
Get out. Yep. That is a rock solid cylinder.
So, and then I usually oh God, I'm sorry.
Get it all in there.
So then I usually
we're not made of money. Put it all in.
clean up my little scraps and stick it in the bowl to make cleanup a little easier, but also try not to blind your partner while you're doing it. So let's just kind of mush it up.
Excellent.
So we want 1 teaspoon baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. Be careful not to mix up your baking powder and your baking soda.
That could be disastrous.
It could be disastrous. Well, sometimes it doesn't matter because they're the exact same amount.
Oh, sure.
But sometimes it does matter like this because we're only doing 1/2 teaspoon for 1.5 cups of flour.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. The final thing that we will put in is butter, 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks. Pretty much always when you're baking, you're going to want to use unsalted butter because if the recipe needs some salt in it, it will call for it.
I see.
So you kind of want to start from a 0 scale.
A place of no salt.
Yes. So now we kind of blend this all together, and it's going to hopefully eventually look like rough crumbs. Also, if you are the sort of baker where you have a pastry blender, that would be your best bet if you're doing this by hand and not using a mixer.
How does this make bread?
That is my question as well.
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
I have never seen that before. I am very curious about it now, though.
If I had seen this like just out and about, I would assume it was for hair, honestly. Not for cooking. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna use this fancy bread thing.
This bread utensil.
And kind of, which does seem to work very similar to a pastry blender, so yay.
It's all working out.
It's all working out. We're doing this. We're getting it done. It's all good. So we want to blend in the butter, but not fully incorporate it, so we get kind of these rough crumbs that are going to be our crust.
It smells amazing.
It does smell amazing. I
am digging it.
That is the biggest hallmark of this recipe, is the whole thing smells amazing.
So you've been baking for a long time though, right?
My whole life.
Your whole life?
Yes. For Christmas when I was, I think 12, I got the Pillsbury's Better Book of Baking as one of my gifts. So I've been baking since I was a tiny child. My mom baked a lot when I was young, and then so like I initially learned from her, but much as with sewing, and then my skills quickly expanded beyond her range. So they will often like make me make cookies when I go home to visit my family, because my chocolate chip cookies are a little bit better than my mom.
Ooh, scandalous. I know. I would also like to point out that Liz made this apron for me that I'm currently wearing today.
Yes,
so
I did.
She's quite skilled at many things.
I have all the skills to be a 1950s housewife. So now we want, now our thing is all buttery.
Yay.
So now we want to remove 1.5 cups of this to put aside for later. Okay. So now we are going to make the rest of our crust and press it in. Are you eating it?
I ate it. Well, you gotta test it, right?
It's true. We're not done, so it's okay. Well, yeah. Well,
so far, so good.
Well, I should test one more just
in case.
So we put in our egg. So I was actually making a cake right before I came here for my friend's birthday dinner. Mm-hmm. And I'd never seen this before, but this recipe was from the Food Network, so it was super fancy. And the eggs it called for was room temperature eggs. I've never seen that before. Okay. So I'm like, well, fuck. The eggs are in the fridge. So my boyfriend and I are sitting there, like, holding the eggs and rubbing them and breathing on them.
Against your bosoms.
He put a couple under his armpits. Because it's like, it's just the shells. Like, we're breaking the actual eggs.
That's true.
So it's fine.
I'm down.
But it did amuse me quite a bit.
It blends in very nicely.
Very nicely, thanks to our bread making tool here.
Nice and smooth.
You want to make sure your egg is really incorporated, otherwise you get egg bits in your food, and it gets weird.
That's a completely different recipe.
That is a very different recipe. Ta-da! So we're going to get a little dirty here.
Oh. That's how we like it.
Yay! Because we want to dump this mixture in here, and then we want to press it down against the bottom. So go ahead and put it in there. We're going to empty all this in. And then we're just going to evenly press it down like this. That.
Yeah, get in there.
Get on in there. Yeah. Full disclosure, often I will not do it with my bare hands.
What?
I know. Shocking. I will use like a sandwich baggie.
Oh.
And
okay.
Cover my hand with that and press it down with that.
Why? Is that just a personal preference?
Just a personal preference. So that the stuff doesn't get under my fingernails.
Aha.
So sometimes you're like, oh, it doesn't look like it's going to make it. So just sort of massage your crust to cover that bit. So you can kind of even it out. It's like, how are you doing today? You seem a little tense. Yeah.
Work it out.
The kids giving you trouble?
How important is it for this to be like an even layer?
Very important. You want to make it as even as possible so you get like a nice amount of everything. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. But you want to make sure like you have reasonable evenness across everything. So now we're going to bake our crust. So we will stick it in our oven for 30 minutes. And then we'll see how we're doing.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And the thing about recipes is everybody's oven is different. Newer ovens are a lot better. I have a crappy oven from like 1970 in my apartment. And before that, I had a crappy oven from 1940 in my old apartment. So cook times are going to vary. So kind of use what they tell you as a guide, but check and see when the time gets up and you're like looking at it. If it looks like it's not quite done, it's okay to leave it in for another few minutes and keep checking. Yeah. So just use your best judgment. So let's put it in the oven. Here we go. Sorry, it was pointed out to me that the recipe actually says 15 minutes.
What's the doodle?
For your crust, not 30. I was going off of the memory of when I've made this in the past in my crappy oven, which takes forever. Mm-hmm. So it usually takes my oven 30 minutes, but start with 15. Sorry.
This is why you gotta check your crust.
This is why you gotta check your crust. So while that's baking, we're gonna make the peanut buttery middle layer.
I'm very excited about this.
Yes. So we want peanut butter. I think we want half a cup. Yes.
So the recipe makes a point of stating, like, it's gotta be the creamy peanut butter.
Yes.
Do you think that is super necessary?
No, I think if you really wanted to get some extra texture in there, you could get the chunky. But I personally just prefer creamy anyway.
Yeah.
And it does make this really nice cream. Once we mix it with the sweetened condensed milk, it's really creamy, luxurious, silky.
Yeah. All words I like.
Yum, 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 yum. I love this. I was telling Diva earlier, I have like a tiny one of these for like, instead of measuring cups, and I love it. And I didn't even know that they made it in large size.
Quite large.
For like cup size, and I'm super excited, and this is totally going on my Christmas list.
They come in handy.
Yeah, like that is the most convenient thing I've ever seen.
Look at that.
I'm a huge fan of peanut butter, so I'm all over this. She is it.
I made a point of getting sort of a more commercial brand of peanut butter as opposed to one of the natural brands, which I'm not convinced are actually natural.
I
think it makes a difference?
I actually would err on the side of a commercial brand, just because with the more natural ones, you can get more separation between the oil. Like, you have to mix it and everything. So it's just going to be a little bit easier with a commercial brand.
I see.
And it's delicious.
And then this whole can of condensed milk goes in there with it?
So the entire can.
This is a 14-ounce can.
Yes.
Condensed milk.
Yes, it's very thick. So, pour it all in. So then we stir it like we're a witch stirring a cauldron. Is
this our theater background coming out?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you in trouble. I have Newton something.
That's how it goes, right?
Totally. We're the coolest.
Yes.
So we get it all mixed together, and then it's like this nice.
Is there a particular consistency
color
that you're looking for here?
No, it's just making sure it's all mixed together and well incorporated until it gets this like pale khaki color. And
it's got a nice caramel color to it. That's for sure.
Caramel. Delicious. So the other thing we have to do that we're going to put on top once the crust is done is bringing back that bowl, if you will remember, of our crumbly crust stuff.
Puny bowl,
which is still delicious. And then we're going to add to that 1 cup of semi-sweet cheddar chips. So this is a good thing to point out at this. If you at home can see, our chocolate has kind of this white chalky looking exterior. That's actually something called bloom. So it has to do with the moisture having like been sucked out of the chocolate and kind of crystallized on top. If your chocolate has bloom on it, if you're just eating it, don't eat it. It's not a good idea. Oh. Most bloom, however, is fine if you're baking it. So in this case, it's not going to stop us from putting it on top because we'll bake it and it'll be fine and it'll be incorporated okay. So don't worry if you open up a bag and you're like, what is this? If you're baking with it, you're totally good. So we're just going to mix that together a little bit.
So I should not pour part of that bag directly into my mouth.
I would not, no. I mean, you can. It's not going to hurt you. It's just not going to taste good.
I see.
The one place I do not recommend cutting corners is butter. Always go for your higher quality butter because it does actually make a bit of a taste difference. And if you are doing a recipe that has cream cheese, always go for the Philadelphias because it actually makes a massive taste difference.
Really?
Yes. Learn from my mistakes. Yes. I do a lot of baking. I'm a fat girl. I bake a lot. Ooh, looking good. Woo! Look at our crust.
That looks so good.
Ta-da! Okay, so now we want to put our middle stuff on there. And we're going to use our silicone spatula so it doesn't stick.
I like to think of this as cleaning the whisk.
Yes.
I'm helping.
Yes, you are helping.
Yep.
You's the best helper. You are. You're such a good helper.
I'm not sure if you're talking to me or the spatula.
Can it be both? And kind of gently, because your crust is still, not totally baked. So you want to be very gentle and just kind of light motions to get this all spread out.
This is also sort of a massagey kind of motion.
The art of baking massage. So now once we've got that layer on, we're going to take our crumb and chocolate layer and we're going to evenly distribute it on top. And if you get some that falls off, no worries.
It's about to go back into a hot oven, so who cares?
So it doesn't matter. Drop it on the floor, brush it off, and put it back on.
Yeah, it's going to get cooked.
The oven will kill all of the germs.
Yep.
Science.
Is that how science works?
Sure.
It is.
Let's go with it.
As a matter of fact, it is.
I don't know. I was a humanities major. Oh my god, guys. This is looking delicious.
Yes.
I'm very, very excited about this.
It is coming together.
Now we're going to pop it back in the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes. So this is where, your checking comes in handy. So go 15 minutes, then take a look at it, see. Given that our crust looked pretty good after 15, I think we might be okay with doing 15.
Yeah.
But if you at home want to do this and it's not looking like it's totally set or the chocolate's not totally melted, go ahead and put it back in for another 5. So we're going to check. And it looks delicious to me.
Oh my goodness!
Yes! Ta-da.
It looks amazing. It smells amazing.
I'm very excited.
It's got a nice golden brown color to it
does.
right on top.
Which is what you always want to look for when you're baking is a nice golden brown color to let you know that it's done.
Yeah.
So
again, our recipe said 15 minutes, and we went closer to like a 20.
We went closer to 20. We went, I think, like 19 minutes.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned, just keep checking it and see until you get that nice golden brown color. That's what you're looking for. That's the sweet spot. So once you see that, it's about ready to take out. So let it set for about 10 minutes.
Then we're gonna eat it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we have let it cool for a while.
We've been very patient.
Okay, it's still a little hot, so be careful.
Do you want a hot pan?
Nah.
Okay. She's living dangerously, you guys. Look out.
Scantily clad, we live dangerously.
She says while holding a knife.
I will present you the first bite.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh man.
So let's see.
Still warm from the oven. Super gooey. It's a really nice texture from that topping.
Yeah.
Like really sweet, but not too sweet. Because I don't know if we discussed this on camera or not, but I'm more of a savory person. So all that peanut butter is really balancing out all the sugar in there for me. Oh man. This is next.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat this whole thing.
Yeah. Oh.
I might share with some friends.
Maybe. Maybe
Probably not. Nope. So we hope that all of you get yourself some chocolate peanut butter bars.
Yeah. Make it.
This was pretty simple, really.
It was really pretty simple. It doesn't take up a huge amount of time. Like, you can really knock it out in under an hour.
Yeah. I think the waiting for it to set is probably the hardest
longest. Yeah.
And we didn't need any fancy equipment to get it done.
Or any, like, super fancy ingredients. Half of this stuff most people tend to have in their home. I mean, like the butter and everything. So really nothing too going out of your way for.
And if you want even more crunchiness, you can put actual peanuts into the crust.
Yes.
That initial mixture that we put together, you put actual peanuts in that for an extra crunchiness, which we just chose not to do. And I feel okay about that choice.
But I don't think I would have needed it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the peanut butter flavor is there.
Yeah.
So
I hope some of you go out and go ahead and make some of this and enjoy it with some nice ice cream, which I had not thought of until this moment, and I feel stupid for not having thought about it before.
I'm a little bit surprised.
I know! I'm disappointed in myself.
This was really good. Thank you, Liz, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And making this fabulous dessert with us. So everyone, go get Scantily Clad in your own kitchen.
Yes!
And we'll see you next time.